Supreme Rising family. I don't know where you're at when you're watching this or listening to this, but I hope you're having a wonderful day. Someone needs to know that it's time to continue to press in, y'all. We already talked about this week is going to be a week of breakthroughs and blessings. I hope y'all got your eyes open. Hope y'all got your eyes still on the prize, because this is not the time to give up, y'all. We only in the beginning of the week. You never know when your breakthrough is coming, and you need to keep fighting. Some of y'all are sitting on the sidelines like in a boxing match, and y'all getting y'all face wiped off clean, the sweat wiped off your face, the blood taken back off of your face, because it's time to get back in the fight. That bell is about to ring. You're about to get your cue. You're about to get your notification that it's time to continue to fight, because by the end of the week, you will see that blessing and that miracle that you have been waiting for Yahweh to drop from heaven. The blessing is already yours. The blessing has already been written in the stars that is yours. You just have to work for it. You already know that faith without works is dead. So if you're putting in all the work, but you have no faith in it, I'm going to need you to open up your mind and be more optimistic. It may not look like what you think it's going to look like. It may not look like the package that you think is going to be delivered. But trust me, everything comes in time. Nothing comes without hard work and dedication. If it's easy to get, it's not worth keeping. And if it's hard to get, you'll appreciate it more. Some of you have been given this gift over and over and over again, and you have just cast your pearls before swine. You just like, hey, I'm good at what I do. It is what it is, but it's a true talent for you to draw in Yahweh's children to you. But how will they know you if you're not putting yourself out there? Again, like I said, this is not the time to give up on a fight. I don't know who I'm talking to, but this is not a time for you to give up on a fight. Right now where I'm at is 6:50 a.m. Someone has just clocked into work. Someone's about to clock in about 10 minutes at 7 a.m. and have to be on the clock. Someone is finishing up their night shift right now and they're ready to go home. And some of you are ready to go home and still can't go to sleep because you have to go and be a mother to your children. You have to go be a single father to your children. But I promise you, it all pays off. Faith without works is dead. I will say it again. Faith without works is dead. Where's your faith? Where's your optimism? Why is your mind closed off? You may be working in something right now that you do not want to be at work in, the field that you do not want to be in. But I promise you, you are being put to a test. Yes, in the Bible it says, thou shalt not test thy Lord thy God. Don't test the Lord thy God. But that don't mean he don't test you. That don't mean that you're not being put to a test to see how long you can withhold the promise that he has spoken over your life already. How long can you keep that word? You was happy on Sunday when I dropped the word about it's a miracle coming this week. You're about to experience a new level in life. You're coming out of your cocoon. But here it is days later. Do you still have that momentum? Do you still have that drive? Go back over there and watch those videos so you can get reminded again just what you're walking into. You're coming out of the cocoon. It seems unknown. It's an unknown world. You're not a caterpillar anymore. You're not inching to the top of that tree. Now you have wings. You have to learn how to use them. You got to learn how to stay out the way for people that love butterflies and people that don't like butterflies. It's going to be a hater always somewhere. Just because you're a beautiful, colorful butterfly or a beautiful, colorful flower doesn't mean that someone is going to appreciate you. That job ain't going to always appreciate you. It's for you to appreciate yourself. It's for you to know your own power and walk in it. You always, everywhere you go, you're always set apart in a job situation. I know I was. So I know I'm not the only person out here. There's billions of people out here. So I know somewhere out there that I'm speaking to, you are set apart in that job. Your boss sees it. Your manager see it. Your coworkers see it. They don't know how to approach you. They don't know how to talk to you because you're different. And it's because you hold the power and the authority that Yahweh has already given you. Some of you, like I said, are coming out of that cocoon with those new wings, and people see it. And the other people have came out of their cocoons and they have brown wings, straight like that. They're moths. You're the butterfly. So of course that's going to attract haters. But they don't know what you was bred as. They don't know your family line. They don't know what you've been through. All they see is that beautiful butterfly flying around, and they're hating. Don't mind the haters. Again, let them be motivation for you to boss up at that job, go as high as you can, and move on to the next situation. Whether bossing up is using that job to build your credit, using that job to get you a place, using that job to help you get a car, whatever the case is, boss up and move on. If you desire to stay in the same company, that's you. That's your prerogative. That's what you want to do. But make sure you don't stay at the same level. Make sure you're working hard not to just be an employee. Come into some type of level of leadership. That way your authority and your spoken word and your powerful voice can have an impact on that company. And one day you might be sitting in corporate rooms, even as a CNA. Come on, somebody. Who am I talking to? Someday you're going to be sitting in them corporate rooms and they're going to ask your opinion because you've been down there. You've been in the trenches. You started from the bottom. You didn't just walk out and you on top. Even with a degree, you had to start from the bottom. And they're going to ask your opinion because you're the butterfly in a room full of moths. Let's talk about that seed. Let's talk about when the farmers plant the seed. Let's say it was a stalk of corn. In those seeds, in those kernels, can grow a whole stalk of corn. But to us, it's just a tiny little seed buried in the ground, having so much potential on the inside of it. And y'all, that can be scary. And so many people want to use the metaphor, they buried me and didn't know I was a seed. Do you know you a seed? Do you know the impact of being a seed? Do you really know the impact of being a seed? Do you not understand that you have so many streams and roots on the inside of you that being buried is the least of your worries? It's the beginning of your troubles. Because a seed has to break out of the shell around it. It has to spread out its new roots. It also has to feel its way through the ground to have those roots be established. Then, after growing outward, now it has to grow upward and become something that has came out of the ground and erupted. Some type of leaf. You don't know if you're being stored in a greenhouse or in the ground. Someone could walk over you or someone could take care of you. Catching my drift? Literally. You can be planted in the ground in somebody's garden that don't have a fence around it, and somebody could be walking over you right now. Or you can be planted in a greenhouse, which was intentionally planted, where someone is actually taking care of you while you are in your seedling stage. Either way it go, it's a hard way to go. So some of you are a seed right now, and you don't know where you are planted at. You don't know if where you're planted at, you're going to be taken care of. Or are you going to be somewhere in the field somewhere, just like a wildflower growing? Either way it go, it takes a lot to erupt out that shell. It takes a lot to push forward, have motivation to turn into exactly what you need to turn into. And some of y'all don't know which way is up because everything around you looks dark. But you never know until you grow. You never know until you do the things that you're supposed to be doing. Follow me to a part 2.